Have you ever wondered why life feels so heavy when you're trying your hardest to keep everything under control? Why no matter how tightly you hold on, things still slip away? Deep down, you already know this truth. Control doesn't bring peace. It only builds tension. It's like gripping sand in your hands. The harder you squeeze, the more of it escapes. Every day you try to make things perfect, to plan, predict, and protect yourself from what might go wrong. You convince yourself that if you just manage every detail, nothing can hurt you. But that constant need to control everything is the very reason you feel exhausted, anxious, and disconnected. You're fighting life instead of flowing with it. You're trying to command the waves instead of learning to ride them. Control gives the illusion of safety, but it's an illusion that comes with a cost. The cost is peace. Cost is presence. The cost is joy. Because when you cling too tightly to the way things should be, you lose sight of how they truly are. And that gap between reality and expectation is where all suffering lives. Alan Watts once said that life is not a problem to be solved, but an experience to be lived. Yet most people spend their lives trying to solve it. They force it, fix it, fight it, forgetting that the river doesn't need to be pushed. It already knows the way. Think about it. Every moment of frustration, every burst of anxiety, every sleepless night comes from one thing: resistance. You resist uncertainty. You resist loss. You resist not knowing. But the truth is, control was never your protection. It was your cage. When you finally see through that illusion, something inside you softens. You start to realize that letting go doesn't mean losing power. It means finding it. Because control is rooted in fear, while surrender is rooted in trust. Control demands that life obey you. Trust allows you to move with life. And the moment you begin to trust, the world stops feeling like a threat and starts feeling like a teacher. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing the grip that keeps you from breathing. It means understanding that peace doesn't come from managing life. It comes from aligning with it. When you stop fighting reality, reality begins to work with you. When you stop forcing outcomes, outcomes begin to unfold naturally. Imagine the freedom of no longer needing everything to go your way. Imagine the lightness of living without fear of losing control. That's the space where clarity lives. That's the space where calm returns. That's where you stop surviving and start living. Control is the enemy of flow, and life, at its core, is nothing but flow. Every wave that rises eventually falls. Every breath that comes eventually leaves. To live is to move with that rhythm, not against it. When you surrender to that truth, you don't fall into chaos. You fall into balance. So take a deep breath. You don't have to control this moment. You only have to allow it. Because the peace you've been chasing isn't found by tightening your grip. It's found by letting go. And if you stay with me through this journey, you'll discover how to stop fighting the current and finally learn to float. Surrender. The word itself sounds fragile, almost like defeat. But what if surrender isn't weakness at all? What if it's the highest form of strength, a quiet kind of power that doesn't need to fight because it already understands? True strength isn't found in control. It's found in trust. It's found in your ability to stand still in the storm and know you don't have to command the wind to find your balance. When you surrender, you stop forcing life to obey your plans and start allowing it to unfold through you. You stop trying to control how everything should look and start paying attention to what life is showing you right now. The mind may scream for certainty, but the heart already knows that peace isn't born from control. It's born from acceptance. Psychology calls this state flow. It's the moment when effort disappears and everything begins to move effortlessly through you. You stop thinking and start being. You stop analyzing and start feeling. It's the same state athletes enter when their body just knows what to do. The same state artists reach when creation seems to happen on its own. It's the mind at peace with the present moment, free from resistance, free from fear. Surrender is not giving up your dreams. It's removing the tension that blocks them. When you let go, your energy returns to you. Your focus sharpens. Your intuition wakes up. You start acting not from desperation but from alignment. And that changes everything. You move with life, not against it. You stop chasing outcomes and start attracting them. Alan Watts often said that to let go is to trust the universe as you would trust your own heartbeat. You don't command it to beat, you allow it. You trust that it knows what to do. The same intelligence that keeps your heart alive keeps the stars in motion. Why doubt it now? The truth is, you've never been in control, only in resistance. Life was never waiting for your permission to unfold. It was waiting for your cooperation. When you surrender, you align with that deeper rhythm. You begin to see that what you once called chaos was actually order you couldn't yet understand. The challenges, the detours, the delays, they were never punishments. They were guidance. They were your redirection toward peace. This is the beauty of surrender. It brings you back into harmony with existence itself. It frees you from the endless weight of what if and what should. It allows you to experience life without distortion. And when you live that way, something shifts. Your anxiety dissolves, your purpose becomes clearer, and your spirit starts to feel lighter. To surrender is to say yes to life, not just to the pleasant moments, but to the unknown, to the uncertain, to the imperfect. Because every time you resist, you close the door on possibility. And every time you surrender, you open it again. When you stop fighting reality, you give life permission to surprise you. And it will. It will bring you clarity when you stop searching, strength when you stop clinging, and peace when you stop running. This is not the end of control. It's the beginning of freedom. And once you taste that freedom, you'll never want to live any other way. Fear is the silent architect behind control. It hides beneath your need to plan, predict, and perfect. It whispers that without control, everything will collapse, that you'll lose what you love, that you'll fail, that you won't survive. But fear is not truth. It's only a voice that grew louder every time you believe safety could be built through control. The human mind is designed to protect, not to trust. It scans for danger, anticipates the worst, and clings to what feels certain. But life isn't built on certainty. It's built on movement. Every breath, every heartbeat, every moment exists because something lets go. The inhale must release into the exhale. The day must fade into night. Everything in nature trusts the flow, only the human mind resists it. Alan Watts said, "To have faith is to trust yourself to the water. When you swim, you don't grab at the water, you let it hold you." The same is true for life. The more you grab, the more you sink. The more you trust, the more you float. Fear convinces you to grab tighter, but faith asks you to relax. Fear locks your body, your mind, your soul in tension. Faith loosens the grip and says, "You are safe even when you don't know how." Psychology teaches us that fear feeds on resistance. The more you fight it, the stronger it grows. But when you face it without control, it dissolves. You realize that fear is only energy, raw, formless energy waiting to be understood. The moment you stop running from it, it transforms. It becomes awareness. It becomes strength. It becomes freedom. True freedom is not living without fear. It's living without being ruled by it. It's standing in uncertainty and still feeling whole. It's knowing that you can't control what happens.